MoneyWalk 450, Biblical Financial Instruction. This program will help you undo financial bondage. Jesus Christ is the only foundation and cornerstone of our faith. He tells us within the pages of the Bible the principles upon which we should live and manage our lives while on earth, including money management that helps believers rightly earn, produce, build, and reap eternal and earthly wealth and rewards that will glorify Him and serve many people. Understand that everything is God's. Through daily worship, including praise, prayer, and Bible reading, tell God that all the income and assets you have and will ever have access to are His, and that as His steward, you are now willing to follow His instructions and do what He directs with His money and resources. Show contentment. Continue or start tithing to your local church or a worthwhile ministry each time you receive income. Choose delayed gratification instead of instant gratification. Do not buy that bigger house, more expensive car, new furniture, new jewelry, etc. until you have reached the priority financial goal of being a faithful tithing member of a local church and totally debt-free. Quality stuff to buy using cash flow and savings instead of loans will still be available at lower prices, best for you after you reach the priority goal. Show self-control. This is a fruit of the Spirit mentioned in Galatians 5, which along with the other 8 fruits shows that we walk in the Spirit and not according to the flesh. Being intimate with the Lord is the ultimate goal everyone should have. Living according to His commands is one way it's displayed. You must learn to be obedient to biblical principles to control your fleshly appetite and put the focus back on fulfilling His purpose for your life. This will help produce wealth in a way that is pleasing to Him without compromising intimacy with Him. Sacrifice. Short-term pleasure for long-term financial soundness. Delayed gratification now because you need to employ it results in great benefits accruing to you in the long run. I buffet, beat my body into submission, lest having told others about the way, I myself become a castaway, do not get to receive the benefits of following the principles I've told others about. Believers like Barnabas sold land they owned and gave it to the apostles to fund the work of the ministry. Work in a legitimate field and ministry. Man shall live by the sweat of his brow, caused by the work of his hands. If a man does not work, he also should not eat. Work exercises Christ's command to serve others and properly care for yourself, family, others in need, and the church, local and global. It also gives you a vital mission field in which you can glorify Jesus Christ, find witty ways to evangelize the lost, and disciple or build up other believers in the workplace. Get-rich-quick schemes fizzle out and leave many people misused, hurt, and broken. This is the only God-given surefire method to start and continue making money and build wealth. Tithe and give abundant offerings. This honors God and opens the door for Him to move mightily to rebuke the devourer on your behalf and to pour blessings out on you don't have room to receive. Even though His authorities, churches and church leaders receive your tithes and offerings on earth, it is witnessed that the one who lives receives them in heaven. This means not only will you receive an abundant supply, but others will receive many benefits through you as well. In addition, faithfully adhering to this principle teaches you to live beneath your income and helps you discipline yourself so you can live by the other principles as well. Plan how you will earn income, spend it, and build wealth. What man would build a house without first counting the cost? You must know the state of your flocks and herds, otherwise wealth would not last through your generation. This is a very important principle that most people do not want to follow. However, all sound businesses and wealthy people adhere to a budget, which is a major reason why they have produced huge financial growth. All worthwhile plans, including budgets, have one thing in common. Live well beneath your income. As your income grows, your ability grows in giving, saving, and investing, and purchasing more products and services that could not be obtained at the lower income level you formerly were at. Stay out of debt. Eliminate the debt you have and never cosign. God desires that you prosper and be in the position of a lender and not a borrower. He does not desire that you be a slave, but you will be if your eyes and heart are on borrowing to get what you think you need and want. I'm convinced he desires that we live debt-free lives and only use credit as a short-term convenience that we can immediately pay off next month, and that he is prepared to guide us to live that way and make it happen. However, you must plan to live this way and budget income and spending to make it happen. Save and invest a reasonable portion of your income each pay period. There is much tillage in the field of a poor man, but it's all wasted for lack of judgment. There's oil and wine in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spends all his income. I believe saving 10% and growing from there is a reasonable starting point. However, start wherever you can immediately, 2%, 5%, etc., by building an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of income, longer if you're self-employed or your job is not stable. Once you have done this, begin to invest a significant portion of your excess savings into no-load, low-expense stock index mutual funds, which provide a much higher rate of return than bank accounts. God's plan helps you build wealth as you adhere to these principles. Diversifying your money and resources. Give a portion to 7 or 8, for you don't know what troubles you'll face. There's safety in a multitude of counselors. This means you don't have to be an expert at picking the right stock, bond, or other investment. While you should educate yourself to how these asset building, wealth management tools work, you only have to remember not to put all your eggs into one basket, but over time into 7 or 8 types with different investment advisors or brokers. Putting all your eggs in one basket results in all or a huge portion of your assets getting spoiled in market downturns, whereas putting your eggs in at least 7 baskets results in a very small portion of your assets getting spoiled when the market dives or when dishonest brokers attempt to snare you in fraudulent investment schemes. These good stewardship principles will help you get on and stay on the road God put in place, so together we may glorify him by doing his will and serving his people. Please pray for this ministry and email me with any questions. May the Lord bless you richly as you follow his plan.